Before I bring in Dr. Datta, since there's so much curiosity of exactly what the Russian president has told us in this world exclusive, and I'm not exaggerating when I say the entire world right now is waiting for that particular interview, Gaurav did touch upon, the friendship that's lasted for decades, really, between India and Russia. What does President Putin have to say about, really, this friendship story? How does he see it going forward? What's the next step, really, in this relationship? Listen in to one particular excerpt.
Dear viewers, hello and a very warm welcome. You're watching Aaj Tak India Today and I'm Anjana Kashyap and we're at Kremlin today and you're about to witness history, a very historic moment. It is said that when two old friends meet, they have their private jokes. They have a lot of banter, they have a lot of fun and they have a bonhomie or camaraderie. But the others in the room might feel a little uncomfortable. And why do I say this? I say this because as the President of the Russian Federation, Vladimir Putin, meets Prime Minister Narendra Modi in New Delhi, the world will be watching very, very closely. Vladimir Putin is undoubtedly one of the most influential politicians of the world whose decisions don't just affect Russia, but numerous nations across the world. He's a very compelling and enigmatic figure on the world stage. It just doesn't get more exciting than this.
Well, that's right, Anjana. Hello and welcome. I'm Geeta Mohan. We have with us a man who is known to be one of the world's longest-serving leaders. He's seen it all, through wars and economic recessions, from disintegration of countries to a changed world order, from Boris Yeltsin to Donald Trump, from Atal Bihari Vajpayee to Mohan Singh to Narendra Modi. He's seen the world change right in front of him, and he's taken Russia through very turbulent times and yet has cemented his position as a force to reckon with. Thank you so much, President, for doing this with us. You're in conversation with India Today and Aaj Tak. That's the President of the Russian Federation for you.
Thank you so much, sir, for joining us on our network. How are you doing?
Надеюсь, что и вам у нас в России.
Well, I do hope that you find it great in Russia, in Moscow. You like Moscow and the Kremlin, where we're working.
Плану.
Well, as you can see, everything is according to plan. On the whole, we're happy with the economic situation. And what's most important, this month, I'm very happy that I'm going to meet, as you have just pointed out, my friend, Prime Minister Narendra Modi. We agreed to meet in India a long time ago. There's a lot to talk about because the range of our cooperation with India is very huge. I'm not even talking about history of our relations because this history is of a unique nature. And I would also like to point out that the path that India has traveled since gaining its independence, just over the 77 years, which is a very short span in the scale of history, and India has managed to travel a great way. And I'm going to dwell on that a little bit later. But, you know, when we live our daily lives, we hardly notice the changes that are currently afoot. It rarely happens when we notice these changes. But if we have a look back at the history, we'll see that what transpired in India is, to a large extent, a miracle. Well, I don't think there are many people living in India who know that the longevity, the life expectancy of India over the 77 years has
We will talk about the longevity in some time from now.
Хорошо, поговорим обязательно. Но
We're certainly going to talk about that. But be that as it may, our relations with India are developing across different ranges, different avenues. I'm very happy to have this chance to meet Prime Minister Modi.
связывают не только деловые, но и
And not just business ties, but also personal ties.
Okay, we're just about 5 minutes away from President Putin touching down in Delhi. We understand that his plane has already entered Indian airspace. There's quite a bit of movement happening at the Palam airport, and I'll get you those updates with our reporter. But let me also bring in on this broadcast Sergei Strokan, senior journalist from Moscow. Thank you very much for your time, Sergei. There's been a whole lot of talk, of course, of the Russian president's interview to us here at the India Today group. But take us through really why Russia is looking forward to this visit by President Putin to India.
I don't think it would be exaggeration to say that President Putin's visit to India is probably one of the most dramatic moments in the whole history of Russia-Indian relations. Actually, it's a moment of truth. And there's a number of reasons to believe that at this particular moment, we see both entirely new opportunities for our cooperation and multiplying challenges also. And that's why, you see, we'll have to see that both leaders would show that they are able to withstand that growing pressure which is coming from the West, which is trying somehow to scale down and or to stop even Russian-Indian cooperation. If we say all-weather partnership, it should be partnership not only in a good weather, but also it should withstand rain, storm, tsunami, or other political turbulences of all nature.
Well put. It has to survive all kinds of turbulence, and it truly has. Time-tested and otherwise. There's a reason we refer to them as all-weather friends, as Sergei put it, through storms, through hurricanes, through tsunamis, through it all. This friendship has truly stood tall.